Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review with no spoilers from The Incredibles 2. So if you want to hear my review of that movie with no spoilers, stick around. Okay, so there's a lot to discuss right now, but let me just say right off the bat that if any of you are worried, and I'm just going to give you this quick statement right now. If you're worried about the quality of this movie, don't be. If you're worried about it not living up to the original, don't be. It is great. It's a great movie. It's not just a great Pixar movie. It's not just a great superhero movie, not just a great animated movie. It's just awesome. I loved this movie. So for anyone who doesn't want to watch a couple-minute long review about little details that are non-spoilery about this movie, then just know that I thought it was great and is definitely worth the price of admission. I was so tired. I didn't know if I wanted to go, but all I knew was that I really, I wouldn't have any time to see it the rest of the weekend if I didn't go tonight, and I needed to. So I went to the movie theater, and I'm so tired. I can feel my eyes starting to sag, but I'm so glad that I went. It was so good, guys. And I will go in more depth about it in my spoiler review. Let me just start by saying they really upgraded everyone's powers in this movie. Everyone was utilized so well. It was great. And obviously we saw a lot of Mr. Incredible being utilized in the first one and a little bit of Elastigirl as well, but we got a lot more of Elastigirl. We got so much more of Violet, of Jack-Jack, of Dash, of Frozone, and so many other superheroes too. It was so cool to see the world building that was on display in this movie. It was so well done, guys. You will love it. If you love world building, if you love Disney, Pixar, The Incredibles, or superhero films, then you'll love this movie. It holds up against live-action superhero movies, just like the original Incredibles did. And honestly, I was not on board with them making a second Incredibles at first. Well, that's a lie. I was on board immediately because I was like, I need to know what happens with the Underminer. And then, because I had the video game where you fight the Underminer, and it was just bugging me forever. I was like, why can't they just make a movie out of it? And so my initial reaction was like, yeah, they should totally make a movie. But then I was like, oh shoot, they shouldn't make a movie because that stupid sequel curse. Like, what if it's terrible? And like Cars 2, and then, yeah, but it was a roller coaster. And then it was also a roller coaster watching all the trailers, but let me just tell you, I am so happy they made this movie, and I want them to make this a franchise. I will watch all of them. There was so much world building in this movie. There's so many different routes you can take, characters you can follow. I would watch a whole movie about Frozone. I would watch a whole movie about Violet. I would watch like 7 more movies about the Parr family. It was just incredible how well they set everything up in this one. And they gave you a lot of the past, but they gave you so much more of the present in this one. And it was, present as in the 50s, but it was still, it was just so enticing and exciting. And I just didn't want it to end, honestly. I wanted to keep watching and watch them go on more adventures and everything, and it was great. I loved it. And it all started, and I smiled when this happened. Well, it started with the Pixar short, which was really cute, by the way. I liked it. It was really weird for like a hot second there, and then I realized what was going on. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not going to spoil that either, but that was a good Pixar short. But I literally started smiling during the opening Disney logo. And some of you may know that sometimes they alter it for different movies, like they did for the live-action Jungle Book a little bit. You know, they do it for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, stuff like that. I'm not going to say what it was, but it was altered a little bit in this, and, well, yeah, and it was just, ooh, you guys will really like it, so watch out for that. And the whole thing, and the theme was playing this way and that way and over and over and over again, and the score was just amazing, guys. The score was so good. Michael Giacchino does not disappoint anymore. I don't even know, has he ever disappointed? Like, I love Michael Giacchino. He's actually probably one of my favorite composers, if not my favorite composer at this point. oh, it was so good. And the way they repeated the theme over and over again, it was so good. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm freaking out because I absolutely loved it. And I was so worried about how, if they were going to make Bob take a back seat and just push this feminist angle, that would be really annoying because it didn't look like it was being done right. But let me tell you, all the commentary in this movie, and there is a lot of it, it is done well, and it wasn't annoying, at least not to me. I thought it was, you know, acknowledged in ways that it should be acknowledged, and when it shouldn't be acknowledged, it wasn't, or it was very subtle, and you're like, yeah, that's all you needed. I got that look, I saw that, you're fine. Like, it was just so relieving to just, this movie did it right. Thank you, Disney. Thank you, Pixar. Raise the Roof. I love you. Oh my gosh. Continuing on. As I said, I smiled right at the beginning, and then there came a point, can't talk about when it is, it's around the time where the third act started. I started smiling, and I didn't stop until the end of the movie. I loved it so much, guys, and you will too. The voices don't sound any different from the first movie. The animation, so much better, but also it doesn't look too different from the first movie, so it looks like it fits, you know, just like they did with Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. It's very smooth of a transition, but some stuff was like, wow, that's so clear! And sometimes I forget what I'm looking at is animated, it's that good, but it still has this animated 3D cartoon quality that makes it so charming and endearing, and it was just so much fun to look at, and it was such a fun movie to watch. And there's so much more I want to talk about, guys, but I can't go into that much because a lot of it would be spoilery. But the themes they explored, they continued the themes of family and working together from the first movie, as well as what it takes to be a superhero, who are the superheroes in your day-to-day life, and what does it take to be a superhero if you're going out and saving lives or if you're staying home. Stuff like that. It's just like the whole quality, like the idea of being a hero and what that is played with very nicely. About morals, your morals are explored. Marriage, family, friendship, trust. It's all there. It was just so much. It was so well written, and I can tell that they spent 14 years on this movie because it's just so. And even if they didn't spend 14 years literally putting it together, they spent 14 years at least brainstorming ways that they could do it. And from the opening scene, which was so well crafted and so unlike Pixar, but so brilliant, it was the way that the opening credits were cut with the opening scene. It was just great. Oh, I loved it so much, guys. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. That's why I keep touching my eyes. I just want to go to bed. But I'm going to film my spoiler review right after this, I think, because if I don't film it right after this, I have no idea when I'm going to film it. Absolutely no idea. But anyway, I've already said I've loved the film. I've already said that you guys are going to love the film. I hope you trust me on that. I hope you go see it. It's going to be great. Yeah, the action was amazing. Oh, see that? The action we saw in this movie is like, I don't want to say it, but it's pretty much, it's like the animated equivalent of the airport battle from Captain America Civil War, in my opinion. Just there's so much going on, and it's just, it was so interesting. And it was just so well utilized and so well done. It was just great. Can I say anything else? Emily, get yourself together. Anyway. Yeah. If you haven't been able to tell, I thought this was a good movie. I think it's worth a trip to the movies with your family. The crowd I saw it with, and even it's a school night, so I didn't expect anything else, but there wasn't, I don't think, anyone under the age of 16 in my theater. If that, like, it was, everyone will enjoy this film. I am completely honest with you about that. I loved it. The adults that were in the theater seemed to love it. The teenagers that seemed to be in the theater seemed to love it. Other friends that I've talked to that have watched it all loved it. I have not heard one negative review, and I actually try and avoid reviews after I see a movie. so it doesn't taint my reviews, or my opinion going into the movie, but I've actually done a terrible job of avoiding reviews of this one. I haven't read any, but I've read the titles because they just keep popping up every time I Google something and search movie tickets, and I'm like, this is what I think about Incredibles. But, wow, oh, I just loved it so much, guys. I loved it so much. I don't know how to compare it. I'm not going to compare it to the first one, because that's a dangerous and slippery slope to go down. They're two very, very different movies, and I don't suggest you rank them, but this one definitely holds up. It feels like a very strong sequel. It doesn't disappoint. So if you have any reservations about going to see this movie, then I just don't worry. You'll be fine. It'll be good. I hope you enjoyed, everyone. And after this, you can wait for or check out immediately my spoiler review to this movie, and you can subscribe for more Disney coverage, more coverage from this movie, more coverage from Pixar, superhero films, all that fun stuff, movies in general, and give this video a big thumbs up if it was helpful at all. And have a good day, everyone. Bye.